This is Chariot.
Yama Kwaba ever point out Jumedi so our Chariot TV so. And then so we say that in say yedra na point out Jumedi so and yedru na ye be person twense mu. Neoma yenti ase ne de beto abadwa so na ya discuss na ya chechire mu. Ne ya Bible mu se ne Bible no aka afa ho. Na eno na ye point out Jumedi on Chariot TV. Enti afei ana wa join a wo betima aboya na wa share ye video ama afofo nso wetimi aba live. Enti bomodin a wa baso no na wa tap on the share button na wetimi a share on all Facebook platforms. Wo be join e betimi aboa na what masa copy link no so na wa share wo WhatsApp platforms so I betimi invite enwanom na mo so a join the Chariot TV live discussion say ne be ya mo so betimi a benefit from Neoma Yesua and Huade. And we betimi so aboa our bra o subscribe to your channel. So subscribe ya share subscription so ultimately click on subscription button so once adoma ketua bi e won chen na wa click on adoma no so na your call live pe na a notify say your live na your discussion e koso say ne be ya so betimi enyantie na waboa ama Neoma yede gu apono so ne ma ye ka eno ebetimi aduru nkofo bebre asum enti waba so a sport point out Chariot TV Jumedie so ana wasuguo no subscribe my ne like your channel no ne subscribe enye Facebook nko ne wo your YouTube channel so betimi nso so akọ YouTube no wa search on Chariot TV o search Chariot TV pe eba otumi subscribe so ne be ye call live pe betimi enyantie bibia ye bia no betimi anyantie na so atimi asua de your discussion on point out also who is Satan. You discuss so many things about Satan. You didn't calculate the myth is surrounding Satan. Near man, nipa bebre aka afa bonsam ho a enye no kre ya present pense muni ya pese nipa nye ho ntiase ya hwe eno ana ya sazo ahwe Bible num na ya present pense edin ahodo a Bible no e describe Satan, descriptive names Bible no point about Satan na ya sa ahwe no so ene niam bi a ebetimi aboan amiatimi enye ho ntiase e wo Satan ho na enne no magima konya sa no the only thing we discuss no the mission of Satan. Satan kra ni dwumadie ni sei. Satan ni dwumadie eni sei, ni mission eni sei. Eno ana ye be discuss. Eti so ba so menwane kra, menwane free channel no so. Bomode a na click share button no. O click share button na be boa ama afofo nso atimi aba live. Na oba be enjoy the yesua for Bible. Na obie ba bia o be bia no. Ye kika no tuma check no cross check the asapaka for ne ka na aboa ama nioma a yesua ho ade no etimi aduro nkofo bebra asum na also wetima te ho ase na also wetimi a cheche afoforo awon wetima behunu no kura ewo nyankopon asemu eno ana enumre ye ba beye na ansa na no mamenda asapaka for amene o beye adwuma enumre edi all the way from Memphis, Tennessee onua Shadrack Opon Shadrack otemi nka mema wadwo
Yeah,
now from when?
Oh, yeah, me adom na also want to say.
Musumu ye, onu say kwesi do say dia na adaje ni puso.
Sa.
Yo. Enye onunko ana ewo me nchen ha. Onua nso a obabua me ama nsem a ye kan ye timate ehu ase o studio ha no. Minua ene me yonko dwumani Derek Danso. Onua akwaba.
Yeah, media me da se pa.
Na pomwe.
Yankopo adaro ma bibia boko pa na so e.
Meso ho ye. Ansana ye be ko discussion so na discussion no. The mission of Satan. Satan the dwumadie pa ene say. But ansana no, mamenka etiofo, dwumadie soronko bi pa e ba so. Dwumadie soronko bi. De din kan kra no, me kai en say so subscribe to your channel now. Bomodin and subscribe to your channel no. Bomodin and subscribe to Chariot TV channel no. Na click on notification button no so beboa ama also so watimanya ho ntie. But dwumadie soronko bi e be koso pa Chariot TV any spotlight on the world ana ebe boa ama dwumadie akoso e wo Kaneshi Church of Christ. Chariot TV and spotlight on the world ana ebe boa ama dwumadie ebe koso e wo Kaneshi Church of Christ no fortifying the faith seminar. Na assembly and a theme that's so in the defense of the gospel. Philippians chapter 1 verse number 7. Butu. Where in person like a seminar. Yabakotna Kaneshi na yakotna se na yahwe niema asapaka for SSC some be mai na yenya wo mo so mutimi ma Kaneshi nsumu. You be streaming live on Chariot TV Facebook, Chariot TV YouTube. You be streaming live on Spotlight on the Web, every platform, available platform. You bet me finding yourself available. Inti bomodi ya kai for say. Your momodi na yensese ho sa kwano so say be this coming December 25th, 26th. This break, December break no 25th, 26th no. You bet me esua de na boy na yakra ejidie yi. Na me kai wo fa akonya yuso kai wo so say Spotlight on the Web. Omo the app sunkubi kraba so call Google Play Store obetimi download the app no nicely na aboa omo so much materials there nya onko yanso so ye use iOS no iPhone for no so mo call mo store app store o download Spotlight on the Web app enye enso India house space kra bomodin obetimi nya so many Bible materials e wo ha ebetimi aboa na ye dwesa no na ye ko dwumade se na me kai wo no ye kasa about the mission of Satan dwumade so our question drop it comment section ho o drop o comment section ho magima konya abra dwumade ne koso yira me hu pe mebo modin ana makenkan ama sepakafo one me ebe dwumade no etimi aboa ama oso etimi nya ho ntiase ma memra onwa dan so last week you discussing about Satan and his origin. You discussing so many things, names are Bible no, a different no. Me say wedding kind a summarize kakra bi about last week. Nioma ye kan ye no na etimi aboa.
All right, me da se pa say ba bonsam anase Satan ne ho adesua. It's very important in the sense bonsam why ade bi a so the more na yesua ne ho ade ye na se no na eboa ye me etumi esi ni na no kwan e wo kwan hodo bebre so nanso na ade ba ko ode adada ni pa bebre ni say jama bonsam bia mpo ni wiase until last week ni atwen gina so say bonsam oye real being a ho nanso onye deity yaka so onye deity a o chese onye divine bonsam enye divine na ehwehwe ni din na hodo ni bi ehun se bonsam ye friend the destroyer anase Apollyon anase Abaddon Revelation 9 verse 11 Revelation 12 ehun ni din ni bi wo honom ye be hun se bonsam kro ya no wo Yesu Kristo ni kasemu no be bi wonom a no friend no say Belial enya no nko a owo ni di ahodo wo ni nyina no e describe de oye na ba ko pa ne say oye the father of all liars nti so you obi a atro ade a wo type pa kan unu say bonsam ye wo papa na nti ade a wo say ye bomodin ni atwe ho firi ho so okay kan Colossians 3 verse 9 na Bible e kire yen say meme ye ndi atro kire yen ho sene ebinum ye no a Christopher de saade no eni se be ye mafisa bonsam na de kese pa oye eno no na yehwe ni nyina na ebehu se bonsam ye betimi esi na no kwan enye no kore se obetumi potumi ka se bonsam ono ye head ewo jemono indi se du bra nyankopon bu atan nyina wi a bonsam na be distribute ni pa se wo kwahye bonsam jem ha hyepa ye behu se Bible kwan so no Sasem enye no kra he is not the leader ewo he ono ma oye distribution enye sakra enete na ye boa me ati ase se ade ba ko a Bible na kan na enye no kra ni say we are not ignorant of the schemes of the devil na ye ka se e beje bre ni ahwe no mu ni esua ho ade enti enne se obisa ya kakra ye buwo so ewo ya disua ba ko nim ena metimu kakra yi na se me de ba ku twato ade ka se bonsam onye Lucifer se ne bi mo adwen eye won
and that is one of the popular myth surrounding Satan me gidi say maboa ma ahwefo a wona ahwe nyina betimi anya won tiase se wonya ahwe ya we YouTube channel ho we Facebook nso ko Facebook wall na o search Chariot TV pe na ohu a betimi scroll down okwa obetimi ehunu Chariot Satan and Satan who is Satan part 1 part 2 ni nyina aguo even I think part 3 ho a obetimi anya akwanya hwe na ne o ma yaka about Satan no etimi aboa ama osusu etimi anya ho ntie Brashadrak good the person you discuss no the mission bonsam ni dwumedie ene say na eno na me person obaboa me ene ahwefo a ehwe nyina se ne be ya ebetimi anya ho ntie ase o sa akwa no so
Chariot TV. Now, brother, interestingly, say if Bible no Bible can't be. Now, and no na me pese ye adwen baso ene obra ye be call ye nim ewo this discussion mu. Na unim say yaka in the summary ya down so edema in that summary no you can say bonsamu nye unipa, right?
Yeah, you can.
On your physical being.
Yes.
It is on your physical being. How do we come and sit here and say we coming to discuss something that has to do with nijumedi and our mission and as a point of photo edin ejuma. The question is on your physical being, your physical being, then you say, be discussing. Meaning, say, me make sense to you.
Yeah, me tell you
now, interestingly, when you go upon some ɛdan adi pɛfɛɛ de kyerɛ yɛn sɛ yɛ bɛtumi ahunu bonsam sɛdeɛ ne dwumadie ɛsiteɛ ɛne me nkɔ 2 Corinthians chapter 2 na yɛnhwɛ verse 11 na ɛboa me wɔ ɛho akenkan
2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse number 11. 2 Corinthians 2 verse number 11.
Chapter 11.
Say, Anna, Kinkai. Verse 11 says, lest Satan should take advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Ahai na osmanfo Paul ekasa achre asori no about nneema bi a ekoso asori no mu a wakasa achre na wotu onfo. And I watch on adwen esisi say, hey, go and correct those things. Unuana motu no asachra nti monhwe no. Ena awarefo so monhwe monhu ye na bonsam anwura mumu. It's okay we nyina wie no say, hey, we are not ignorant of his schemes. Yan krofo a yenim ne nada. O te ase.
It was it.
Yenim said o sitie. Yenim kwan ofa so edada. Enti se ubusa menim se ubusa se ene na kwan ben so na bonsam fa so edi no juma. Now I want to give you a list. Okay. But say o to sa list. Na ebi am sure say bi nua down so de ebi ebeka ho. Na ya to e boss ababa ni nyina mu. In to be here, that person would love to list or write down these things abonsam here. Number 1, he deceives.
Pacho sisu bi o mame.
Number 1, Odada. He deceives.
Okay.
Number 2, apart from say what deceive no, he is, and I'm giving this in order of how he does his things. Me mau said the bonsam si ye nyuma no. E kwan ofa so ye no. Me mau the order of it.
Okay.
And every time that is what he does. Remember say, ye di kan twe wadwen asi so say bonsam eye obi a wo ompese nipa ene onyankopon ebetena ho. Opese bere bia o say onyankopon ni nipa ntam, right?
Okay.
Enti no the odi kan ye say odada, he deceives. Now o deceive we are the oye bio ni say he set traps. Osun fidie. He set traps. Na what the traps no achew wobra wadada wawie no. So udi na chiana na fidie no or their soul. Then what he does next. Now when you na mpacho ebeto your boss say afa ababa mu. I'm just giving you a list of it.
Okay.
Enti osun or dada or the atrone dada, he deceives with lies. Or the atrone dada. Or the atrone dada we are. Nani fidie wosum no. You. Eti osum fidie edi yidipa. Number 3, he is an adversary of man. He accuses man. Bonsam by onoane etumi mu no. Unto me and finansa nka obi a ohye onyankopon ase. Na yadisua me we will see that. Per onoa to me no unto me and finansa nka obi a ono hye onyankopon tumi ase. Agi se wu nipa kro no do ho ahye na ase dada. Enti se odada na osum fide na fide ni you pe na wako accuse you before God. He is an adversary of man. You ever can know answer?
Okay.
Enti or accuse you every before God. I've a winning the obey. Na wo ono sa aba no abe threaten
What threaten?
He or threaten. Say, ade na awaye no. Nyankopon kra no ehun se bone awaye enye. Enti de ebe ya koso aye na ade wanya atomu awie. O dey say, enti na wahunahuna say wanya say ni say na beto. Enti ohunahuna he threatens. And then the last thing minim so baby nim say minim aso be count. And it said he uses agent. Offer the agent for now we making sure say bonena wo tomu no wo mo aboa wa mo aye no more. It is saniama bese numi and abonsam eye. Now I mean on shall say free the first one. The first one is there.
Jina kakra ansa na yebeko yebefa ne mako no aboan ama yenya ho ntiase no ma me mho akwakonya nso enka etiefo se point out jubedie so on Chariot TV ana omasuguso no yejubedie ayeye no ene se yebomodi pi se yebete ase the mission of Satan bonsam no jumedie ene se na point out so on yetena se ya na ye Bible pensem mu ana yeye the Bible no ekire ne ma yete ne yete odom yete monten so ye kenka ho asem na ye pese yete ase no ye hwe Bible nim se ne be benya ho nti ase na no ana yegu so no na me fa akonya so akai ahwefo nyina se dwumedie sonkon enim Chariot TV ene Spotlight on the Word aka bom na omone Canadian Church of Christ AD fortifying the faith seminar asem thread that's one no in defense of the gospel asempa no eho anu yenti ane ewo ho Philippians chapter 1 verse number 7 ana yegina so na ye de adidwuma na ebekoso on this December break I think 25th 26th at Canadian Church of Christ on Kranheya eni achichi kra yenyanom so omuntimi emma enkran na omo achichi ni amonone no yentimi eyimumu ye be streaming live on Facebook platforms Chariot TV Facebook platform, Spotlight on the Word Facebook platform, YouTube channel via yewo send be ya yebetimi alcohol live on all these channels send be ya yemudo do ayewo outside so yebetimi anya akonya na ya hwe eninti ana ye kai anwanom se so subscribe to your channel on Chariot TV abomodin na subscribe send be ya call live on fortifying the faith seminar. You will interesting discussions I be discussing na aboa ama yegidi ayewo ewurade Yesu Kristo mu no etimi agina mu ansana maba brasha dak so no memfa ebia brother nso se wo bibi eka ho a ansana yebefa nioma na brasha dak ebobo so mako no yebefa ni apese mu.
Okay, me da se pa the all can very true. Na the mesre etiefo ne se me pa cho mama yemfa we very very serious pa. Adentia bonsam onye obi a ode na adwuma di agro. Say ye hwe mission of Satan a mama yenti ase say Satan doesn't joke with his mission. It is a self-imposed mission. That is to say ono ankasa no wafa sa adwuma di ato no so enye obi na de hya ne nsa because say ohwe the word missioner definition ni bitimi kire say an assigned duty. But bonsam say ohwe definition of mission ni nyina so aba ko edina ono ye obi ono ankasa aite company bi na o mankasa de esi o mani so say ye pese ye achieve bibi enti omu mission nie sa na bonsam te yen kan hu say ya omane sa ya mbo bonsam say omra no mbe halipa
ometo nipa no
especially say ohwe Facebook ni social media supposed skeptics apologetics in the mamidi we be mu no say who tie skeptics o mutai ka sa asem we chire pa
enkofo a ogichim e wo nyankopon asem bo
no kre ana say eno ye ba ko ne ye wo no so o muka se nyame bia mponi ho
ene ye 80s the skeptics are enkofo agichim o mo wa chiye bi e wo Bible ho no they are skeptical.
Yes,
good.
Na sa nkofo yi no o ma ya ma ye nyankofo mpo eno mo ye Christopher right o na so wona dwinu no bonsam mponi ho ba me pesa me nyina ehya ne so say bonsam oyi so serious with na adwuma say he doesn't joke with his mission. So as we are looking at this no ne yen hye ne so ne yensua ne ye na ba ko a membese meme ya hwe ne say se hebo nsama last week kan Revelation 9 verse number 11 Aberdeen and I say Apollyon say oye destroyer. That is his mission, that is his focus. Anyway be on the benya asay ni pebiano intentionally obey.
Ndi bonsam o deceive no set traps na all to the pan na all threaten you know na odam nkofo bebre so agents so no ne final ba kun so beti mind say
destroyer joy we nyina the whole point is obey or destroyer of the air yankopon ade awaye. And let's remember say it is self-imposed. He is not joking. Enti oye so serious so deceive or deceive ye pa. So tran so obedi trauma and the what focus if be the white fat lie. Lie no, you say white. And
try and no cresse.
Enti se one ye careful why dream mu no adi de enke no kre but na entro. Enti se me de kakra ka ho na ye tie fa no baako a and say any of the missions are ye ka ho asem biaro oni ho agro. Now say me put it into perspective. 1 Peter 5:8 or say oye adversary.
Maminkai 1 Peter 5
verse 8 say ye pen mission ya say ka ho atwa ho boxer yentie di okan.
1 Peter chapter 5 verse number 8 verse number 8 say be sober. Be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, walks about like a roaring lion.
Number 1, be sober. Number 2, be vigilant. Adentia. Consistently, continuously, 24/7. No of this. To the extent say, Nyankopon eba asasi so. Say neba Yesu Kristo be nanti asasi so no. Bonsam nim purpose ntia man ne bae. Anka obe susu say obi oba ade nyina onim ade nyina woni de nyina ade ka bon san ko ne nchen akwa ha ne sese onya no na so o attempt he is that serious to the extent say Jesus Christo now according to Colossians 1 verse 16 or say all things were created for him and by him and without him nothing was made onumpo bon san ko so ne hwe no nim so onya no and so try enti si esua ne ho ade in this aspect therefore, she a team say he doesn't joke. He is that serious with his work. Therefore, if we are examining his mission, Mama Yensuana and yet say can say a dear theory be a platform so and yet theory are some this is practical and it is even seen in our daily lives. See, from Old Testament, every New Testament, it is clear. Anybody a Bible maker so righteous no. Ubo se usua no ho dia bonsam spare no. First person meet ma hwe Noah. Okay, Genesis 6 verse 8 9 10. Bible say Noah was righteous in his generation.
Not ne.
Verse 8 it say he found favor in the sight of God. Obi onya favor no why? 3 things. 1, upright. 2, he walked with God, and 3 or say he was pious in his generation. Some years away in the no. So you know what they are, or Koboye Emma or Kokesenima. Bonsam Yano, Abraham, Yankupon Adamfo. Or also, you kind of what you go say could do Brevino, or him what could do Crubiso, or him on cancer by Joy or enjoy. Now so Abraham Tibuamuno, or said Debbie, Mamin can't trunk cassette.
Sarah, I mean your bar.
And then I'm for that so come on to say Abraham and Diatro bia there be o Diatro Bible now my more information as to say Nyankopon train as one hour but the oye no sa act no righteous enti you betimi for all the character Moses the great leader bonsam he is so serious say Moses one spare no the Almighty himself Jesus Christ ba one spare na there down so no be spare no on jao.
Yo, that's it. That that's not best friend. On spell no. Na onya no so. That's Adam Jesus say won so ahwe so onya wo. Na on spell so. Mama bra Shadrack so. Ye ka no na ucheche mu say ye be fa ne mako na bia mu afa na be na duru. Ye din kan say bonsam oye deceiver oye dadafo. Na uchire mu say.
It I medical culture say yeah, in discussion, the names that we gave about Satan, no, and I say the names that Satan has, no. Last time, I can say, Nina have to do with Nijumedia Oye. Inti, okay, I can't say, you better my friend be say a preacher. And yes, any Dian Casano,
yes,
but because of Jumedia Oye day, Odi will be a carpenter, and any dino no. Into better papa carpenter, and any dino no, but and now Jumedia Odi intino. Ama say Jumedia be a part of Nidin. Inti, and you know, maybe maybe number one, yes, Bonsam a liar. Now, Jumedia Bay no dinty, I saw a liar. And the first Jumedia no, and I say he deceives with lies. Bro, when him say, yes, Bonsam you divine, me boy.
Sap Pepe.
Bonsam on your part of the Godhead.
On Kanyamisu.
Yet to say, or you're powerful. Say the enya down so and you may I'm not quite to say Bonsam will to me be a say you who I say you srono. Of course, I'm not saying semi you srono, but Shadi Bio in Genesis chapter 3, and I'm in Koho.
Genesis chapter 3.
The first time Bonsam P. Bible say he was canon in verse 3. Right?
Maminkai. Genesis chapter 3. Verse number say.
Verse 3 no. Verse 1 no, I also say.
Verse 1. Or say Genesis chapter 3 verse number 1. Say now can say now the serpent was more cunning than any beast of the field which the Lord God had made.
80 he was cunning, right?
Sap Pepe. He said to the woman, has God indeed said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden?
Show one kwama na nkwaya te say ofiti ya na o sha ase hey nyakopon obwa mamu ndi hwe munkodi aduaba no onya mo hwe ontimi nya mo hwe. He didn't start that way. What am I saying? If somebody is listening to us right now and is thinking, say, Bonsam no obeba to say, obi na oba for so am why bribi and Debbie. Most of the time, but not most of the time, all the time, Boni biara ye komuno efri ya.
Hey, Sisibio.
All the times, Boni biara ye komuno. Efri yenya.
Na Bonsam ne mama ye no.
There in 1 John chapter 2 verse 15, Bible say, there were we are seeing na miensa, there de boni ba na miensa. Honam akono. Eniwa akono. Asetena mu ahohoho. Now, anytime bia obeti se Bonsam apie ho pe. Sa na ma miensa no de ba. Enti Bonsam call even channel with all the powers, like I said, you know that some my own say Bonsam is powerful, right? But with all the powers he has, you know, he couldn't coerce Eve to do something that Eve didn't want to do. It was a one casting spell be and Eve so I'm an end to me can't got it at the abaneni. Me boy. Or start a conversation.
What?
And brother, let me mami jina hana mintu enuanu be brave for. Enuanu be brave ne Bonsam start a conversation be.
Oma sha se din komo.
Be brave.
Oma sha se din komo.
What say?
Oma sha se ne Bonsam din komo.
Only Bonsam din komo. Na uni mami chiro example of it. We are brand here won worry. And I saw worry cry. Where's your baby? I want your yere. No, shall send any din cover. Hey, won't fail. Hey, now one more fail there. As a one for Sapompo the chew. Oh, there be one for the dog. wahwe oba pa se de osi gina ho wahwe oboso a wo ho fe dodo now see a friend saying bro bonsam na ma wadi sankobo yi
nkomo
one na wudi nkomo enti you see what Satan does and say or the oba no abegyina wadim because onim say ukon betima do we be ma there's nothing wrong say ubenya akono for oba but the conversation you start no and on they give you in bonsam the chance to come and lie and deceive you. I mean, to verse 4 near there.
Verse 4 of Genesis chapter 3.
Thanka oko Eve in China na Eve ka jenza masa. Fidia komini onyankopon awie. De wa kan kire me no na mi di so a. Enka there's no problem. But where there Eve amana kwan amo asha ase na ne mbon komo. Now verse 4. I want to the bonsam here. I
want to ankomo no so. Oh, verse 4. No say. Then the serpent said to the woman, "You will not surely die, for God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eye will be open, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil."
In the real, God say, "The day you eat of it, you shall surely die." But something, the day you eat of it, you shall not surely die. When did she see that? When did Eve see said she is not going to die? So there you are. It is the day of ma bonsam kwan ni di nkobo. What I say? Who started conversation with him first. All right. Now go to verse 6. There. Verse 5.
Verse 5 no. Verse 5 no say, "For God knows that in the day you eat of it, your eyes will be open."
First one, or see, you shall not surely die, right?
Yes.
That is the lie. Now, or we a lie, no, or the deception, no.
I say,
Afe, or the BB, the man will come out the home, and we a bema. One who are no, there's nothing wrong, so we who are on Number 2, wash and come on, I say, what I say. Now, Afe, Obano, hey, so do you have a guy? No, Obano, hey, excuse me, I can't give you my number. Now I shall say, Obwa. At the end of the day, or the number mount. That first one was a lie. I can't give you my number. But who press on, I know the number now. Then the next thing is after who be man who come about the because one was a chance about 80 verse 6 and 7.
Verse 6 I say, "So when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, that it was pleasant to the eyes, and the tree is desirable to make one wise, she took of its fruits and ate. And she also gave to her husband with her, and he..."
Look at what happened just there. This is the beginning of time. Away Genesis. Bonsam. Ene ne koka saye wiye no. Eve episode che and say all these years are Otna Garden of Eden. No. Now onim se say duaba efe. Now onim se say duaba no ebeye de. Until Satan deceived her to think say sanity. Enti o say oba ni hu ye no. Ohun say eya akono na ebeye de. Na wudi nso abonsam se wani be den ebebue. And therefore okote aduaba ni bi ediye. And there 5 or the be manikunu. What I say? It tells you the bonsam ye. Upon all the 2 year war said the air coming down. He couldn't coerce, he couldn't force Eve. Emanon kote aduaba no. Nemo lie back up. God knows. God knows. Yeah, man say bebre wa mo nam wi asem ka say Nyankopon na onim say ye mmere ne bo ana.
Ai, ye taika. Nyankopon onim say.
Odi adwamamo so. Ono ankasa gigi adwamamo so no otewa na Nyankopon na onim Adam nana hunsunsun pe enso honam mmere.
Nyankopon onim say nipa.
Tabe jana bro obo ano e de ama ho yi. All because you have allowed Satan to lie to you. Okay? And that is what Satan does. Now, anytime be about say, bonsam any abribi bi hu biano. Na obedada, obediatro. So the first time I hear say bonsam appear Bible muno. Obediatro. Now, may I sure say we are going to talk about the consequences of some of these things. And bro,
yes.
Permit me to look at something in verse 15. Now, before 15, verse 14, Adam
so ka be ka consequence there ye be ko no so ba minima said
okay
so be ka no a ye be ko no so but any komo bi eye be there wo de wo ka make no ho be pese obetimo me but ansa na no ma mini kan ahwefo se ye odwumade soronko point out dwumade so ano ba Chariot TV na oni se point out there ye hia se ya na Bible nsem ana ye ka na any discussion the mission of Satan and no one some and egusu a ye ka na me wasapaka fo mienu wo ha omogbo ame na to dwumade soronko esi eni so this December break on the 25th and the 26th of December we are Kaneshi na de ne yekoye fortifying the faith seminar Chariot TV any spotlight on the word seminar ama Churches of Christ omo Accra ne mpatamu ene obi a obetimanya akwanya no oba Kaneshi Church of Christ jubedi no assemble that so in the defense of the gospel asempa no hanu yenti ane ye wo ho Philippians chapter 1 verse number 7 fortifying the faith seminar eti yemuduru ayewo mpatamu kroi aye betimi aba Kaneshi Church of Christ yemomodin na yemra na yentimbaboa so subscribe to your channel so mo subscribe if you said jumede no anyanuma yentimi mba Kaneshi Church of Christ nyina betimi a benefit from Facebook and YouTube. You be streaming live on Chariot TV Facebook and YouTube channel so we are streaming live on Spotlight on the Word YouTube channel and then your Facebook channel so impo ubenya no Kaneshi Church of Christ YouTube channel so you be streaming on all a lot of social media platforms betimi aboa na make I also say Spotlight on the Word it is something strange, something new, something nice, something wonderful biaba ubetimi enya free of charge with a small data ubetimi enya Spotlight on the Word omo app on my yes nice enika enioma oho information go ye pese obi biara uko Google Play Store ubetimi enya ana uko iOS nso App Store nso obetimi enya ofre number 0202613911 nso dare dan so beje so na watimi aboa na oso watimi enya akonya sa the topic na discuss no the mission of Satan bonsam ni dwumadie na brother nso Brashadrak ka sembi na pese ubamu kakra ansa na mesa akọ Brashadrak so see I say deception no ana be pese ye domusu kakra if you say nioma a wokan no kamia mama tia se bonsam no otimi emewura mu ema onye biribi
nokre
otimi nkokot yeah
unse na Brashadrak ka se media maker no mi hunahuna amanfo but said the call ibono no wantimi anye ihwe kwambiso no enye hunahuna but kwambiso no so make can say sanete because in reality no that is it nipa bebre esuro ade ayeni Professor ka say you fear what you do not know say woni bibia usuro na bonsam se ne ote no esan say yenim ni nti no ema yesuro ni pa na say ye hwe ni deception na eye absolute sorry Matthew 10:28 Ometi has clearly said there is no way bonsam and I say onipa bi a yensuro bi yensuro do betimi ansɛ ɔkra mu ɛyɛ do ɔbɛsɛ honam wi bonsam ontumi nya ɔkra hwe da ɛgye sɛ wankasa wa ma ho kwan enti ɛno kora deception na deception nso no sɛ obi ɔyɛ very good illusionist no ɛmane yɛ te sɛ ɔyɛ magic mami kyerɛ
sɛ ɔkyerɛ mu a the person ɔkyerɛ sɛ yɛ ka sɛ obi yɛ deceptive a kyerɛ sɛ that thing appears rare to you.
Yes. Illusionist yet say and they are oncophobia. First, no yen near some magic.
Go faster for.
Aha, I will say, especially on Ebia, who hear TV shows near the Omotaye, or Muyi baby on so on Kwan, who do Moyeno. Nancy and Yums are branch about Kuba, Unia TV super expose some of the comfort, Kwan for so your Madiano. And you realize said your Fakesi and I a deception. Akonfu we nya asofo asem mpo ne yeke yo we akonfu abeka say omo ne bonsam ya adwuma dada but omo greatest scheme and they know a deception akonfu e wo Ghana bebre na mu deceive amanfo enti wo say o say ma me twiro loto number bia ma example ba ko o say me twiro loto number ama o twiro e bia sheet ni a na o say udukodu fia waka to mama we say udukodu fia fa sha won pass ade chia obebiem no so loto number gu so sa ye say o de ayi wax candle e twiro number di gu so na mo di bidie ahye no waka to mama say fa ko fie ukodu fia da so ade be kire obebiem no bidie e na wax no so za ye so na ayi twiro ye na ba o say konfo na ye magic ama me dem bonsam scheme ba ko pa deception na obi o ye na ade yie pa no e looking real. Enti say ya anya careful wo ya disua mu ne ye nkyerechire mu ne ye nte aseye mu a wa bi be o say jama say na ma for tai kan BBC ya o say bonsam na eye me o say bonsam na eye me bonsam na eye me da bi eye wan kasa na wa ma ho kwan passage ba kwa me ne kenkan ye James chapter 1 minim say Brashad Agbesan so ti sa ho no bi mu e wo ne nkyerechire mu di aba James 1 no me hu say enyoma bi a ede yen ekọ mfum o se ye ma yakono no enyini a na abeda ne bone enti kopem se yankase ye besoso yakono so no amana kwagodu so ampempenso no na nka enye ne bone mu a ye hwe James 1
James chapter 1
amen kan James 1 yes verse number ebetima sha se fi verse 14.
James 14. Chapter 1, verse number 14. Or say, but each one is tempted when he is drawn away by his own desires and enticed.
Keyword, own desires. One kasa own desires. Enti deception impo beba. Na one kasa so ma ho kwan kakra. If you say ye read Bible mu if dey o ye. And many just send a brush out a share ne de no ho. Wamadi chiremu no. Send ya me hye ne say de metai ka ne say ayete say sabi aboa kotre. Nejanai.
Yes.
Aboa kotre nejanai. So we aboa kotre nejanai a eye fita na tuntum ketua bi tuem. Sana bonsam ya na ade. Obeka no kura chirewa na ode atro kitikiti bi abata ho no wa confuse you na esan say all kind of crack na odi atro abata ho no e dey so obi hu say asema o kan e entro na wa anya careful a obi mpo obuo mo hu say sa de ye entro a unjini ndi mama example baako ade ben pa na question ben in your title say it is the greatest question of all times oko Bible ma Acts chapter 2 what must I do to be saved Acts 16:30 wo ho Acts chapter 8 wo ho. One of the greatest questions I never bet maybe say, what must I do to be saved? Bible ne ya no easy amayo, but he dey bonsam ye. Enna me no say. Ye wo ni pam me o wi ase wana dwin mu no. Kwan obi fa so nya nkwaje de say, o pagya ne nsa kan sem bi edi, sofu bi echi. O se eye me there down so and me fa Jesus se me kra na magye nkwa. O ka san sem yi wie a wo se oh hallelujah. We o Kristo ni pa sorry agi Bible di ne ko. To me, no, this is one of the greatest lies and the greatest deception about some use of Yasi. Because in the Bible, Bible says obi pe nkwaje a on search na adwen man ho kwam ye mo na su na onyankopɔn fa ne kana safo ne ho saa kwan so na nipa fa so di nya nkwaje o now so bonsam the greatest question no and abaye the greatest deception enti say who be say about deception kwan kakra metimi afa so abo ne tofa na makai
okay that's pa that osha Chariot TV jumedie so point out ana wasugu so etwagu no Chariot TV jumedie so de ehia se a na Bible pese mu media ne Jonathan Mensah-Bonsu ana mi di jumedie ho chiame se de be ebetimi ate ye ho ase ewo enioma a ye pese yenya ho ntie mu na enso so eboan eti afei ana wa join ya so subscribe to your channel na bo modern na subscribe to your channel no bo modern na subscribe na click on notification no ye call live pe unso benya ntie se de be ya unso so betimi aboa na unso etimi aboa enya videos ne neoma ye ya obetimi enya ho ntie Ambassador so timi nka bo modern na boa me nkomo ne ye me de ewo deception no if you say say na who can no see here we are saying no I've forgotten the case but there's a case interesting case here happened in the United States years back now case ni be so popular so we dey movie kura I think case no has something to do with the man there okun obi na ye dey call court na ye kan say okun obi ana also onye guilty ani ebusa nza dey na onye guilty asem o kan ani say bonsam na be share me mu ana ema me yes anti menye guilty but ebia opo obi a charge no a yenko hwe bonsam na yenko charge no with that crime it was an interesting case a okopɛ lawyer for a okopɛ nkofo a psychics a mo kan say bonsam de bewura ni mu at that time na ema ne yes he was demon possessed I don't know all kind o cheche mo demon possessed de wo twa agina so ye ma che say bonsam ne de openti picture no ema ne ye fe ema o ade a wankasa wahyehyɛ ana ade a opese wo ye o ma ne looking like say ase ade no kura no no kure petroleum light se ne be boan if say ye wiase na etie ne de edi ahimpa wo ye wiase
me da say said me kan no there is and I want to repeat that statement say there is no way Satan can force you to do something. God has not given him that power. What must I say? Enti nejuma oye nyina say every time he is going about all the and bonia yakike and I think that by the end of your discussion nyina no maybe next week or even this month
yeah,
people will get to know what we're talking about when it comes to the issue of Satan. Satan will never force you to do anything. Now, obi biara owo boni mu awo tie ye, and awaya boni bi down. Ono wan sha se ensese. Say, boni ne sha se free he. Say krono a, ebe sha se free fie nkete. O te ase. Na yentiawo, ana yetiawo kra wuntie. Then na enyini eti boni bia no enyini started with akono na enyini akono say wani wa akono say hunamu akono ana say akono say opese wo anwo onipa enim enti say ohwemi amtie ya enema botai minu adan so amotai na me pese me ho a na me pese me kire se ma bota ma hye atade white enti angwokwa no be hye ase e de free ho na afei ene e de be na metima ye na da bia metuma hoho me ho and that is where e de ne ma hodo nyina be ba be hye akoye a o say bonsam ena obe hye mu ma no ye de oye no bro enye ono nko a there are several people including you and I ye koso kasa asema say o enyame o bonsam honam pe enso so ayi honhom ne pe enso honam na emre nti bonsam na ayama makoye sadem It is true, sir, Bonsam has a role to play in whatever sin we commit. But most of the things, begin with all of us. Like I told you, he started a conversation with Eve. Sankoba Eve in China, Eve catch and say, "Hey, from Satan." And get the best. Remember 2 passages I may have discussed it. 2 passages. Number 1, Matthew chapter 4. Matthew chapter 4.
Okay.
So it's here.
Intro.
Verse 1 no air
Matthew chapter 4.
68. And then the second passage that we'll be looking at is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 9 going on. 80. These 2 passages in verse you heard deception at the a woman.
Matthew chapter 4 verse number 1.
1 no chronicity they see.
Or say, then Jesus was led up by the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted by the devil. And when
it is radio. O yango pon ma bonsam me baba asasi so. O de me ma okran try no. Test no. Now ready ebesi.
And when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights, afterwards he was hungry. Now, when the tempter came to him, he said, if you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread.
Look at the first thing. Bonsama who said, Yesu, I have fasted 40 days, 40 nights. Enti akom bede no me bo ana
Sa
enti den no de koe
aduane asem
aduane se oya branti a bonsam nim say the thing that is burning in every young man are sexual things. Enti so obesosha is going to be paramount. Say oye obia wani brebre ade bebrebe a ade abonsam de baba be so hwe obi ade a wo bewia enti eniema situation wo mu no eno ena ede ensore kro a bonsam betimi de aso hwe na ebeba ekom de Yesu, which is normal because we are fasting every bonsam call in channel or say dane eboy pano na tie deception no part no tie obeka or say
now if you are the Son of God, command that these stones become bread. But he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but every word that proceeds from the mouth of God. Then the devil took him up into the holy city, set him on the pinnacle of the temple, and said to him, if you are the Son of God, throw yourself down, for it is written, he shall give his angels charge over you, and in their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone.
Answer, Bonsamu doesn't come to you without quoting Bible. Eti etoda eya na nyanwa wa say a politician si wo go to Bible e dey come onsem because bonsam sabi no no so ye enti bonsam e quote to scripture catch Jesus say Yesu I am quoting to you, I put it to you say when you go pon say obema na abofo taking charge of you what I say shade bio Satan want to deceive Jesus. The way you know, it is a Yesu and you'll be our own name chrono. All that Jesus will say, oh, it is true, it is written and pa. In the end, me to me ho atwene. Say Yesu to no ho twene a, de na besie. E bia ampa abofo baba be so Yesu. Wa bra wan hwe fom. Na so de na Yesu ye no.
Wa fall for bonsam the trap.
Or follow for bonsam number 1, number 2, or person will show the power.
Yeah.
Oh, naka Yesu to no wa or ko for mo anafe wasi working Spider-Man Batman. What I say? Na Yesu ayosa. O yesa a pride. It bonsam ko Yesu in China with that thing to deceive Jesus. What was what? Obeta kabio say Yesu. What to ho twene a? What now koto now sorry me a? Me di wiase nyina to me ewo mu no, me de be ma. Bro, I want to bring to your attention, say, all these three temptations are Satan they call Yesu in China. Medical culture say, 1 John chapter 2 verse 15. Honam akono, eniwa kono, or the bread in the koye, honam akono no. Eniwa kono, Yesu wiasi ina ukoto sare me amde bema. Asitema wo ho aton twene. O papa ye nyankopon obema na abofo abeso. Eti san wo hoa sa kono sa niwa kono eno na bonsam da so de da nipa ene na most of the times I'm painting it black ama wa adwen nya wo say ade we dey kind of don't mempe. Most of the times he is going to put it in a way ebe entice deception na ye kana no or dada. Bro, and then in 2 Thessalonians.
Okay, 2 Thessalonians. Sa fe ya no oba so a point out dwumadi so charity TV ene o ma atwagu pa owachi ene o ma atwagu na they are discussing the mission of Satan eno na me ne asapakafo a o be ka men said mre e wa banwa so no we are discussing 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse number 10 no.
2 Thessalonians 2 but for me free verse 7 no back a bi na yenhwe na inipante de e kana say.
I say for the mystery of lawlessness is already at work. Only he who now restrained will do so until he is taken out of the way. And then the lawless one will be revealed, whom the Lord will consume with the breath of his mouth and destroy with the brightness of his coming. The coming of the Lord.
Now, Bible assembly say, entro ene na ada no atiesi wiase awie nya fe na ebeba. What I say? Entro ne na ada atiesi wiase. What therefore ni fa asofo ayewo. I mean, just look around and look at asofo a ewo Ghana. When him say Kumasi fo asofo iba omunte brofo yi no omo baso a enkranfo ne omo ko school se we mu de omo ye na ada fo omo ya atro di fo me bo a
yeah
ena enkran asofo a omo so ko school na omo te brofo no oh I command thee to come here and na ne brofo somebody a ene ono no. Yes, I don't know Sabonsam on table for the I don't know. Enti Ghana for adua ye on say asofo a omote Ghana omoka brofo akese ne de. Womo de omonye atro asofo. And I can give you a list, a whole tall list. But omo empo na ewi ha. No omo dada nipa kese. Atro tiesi abonten. Why na de bae bonsam? So he first deceived these people and is using them to deceive. Now, the Bible say,
verse 9 say, the coming of the lawless one is according to the working of Satan with all power, signs and lying wonders. And
bonsam or the 2 million bow. Let me put it clear to everybody, say. Young Cassassin way da say asofwe ene nkrofo mo wiase o muntimi nya 2 million sankrane. It's never true. Obi obeka sasam na che obi ano ono so odada. They can perform all sort of miracles, all sort of powers. They have all sort of powers ombetimi ediaye ensankrane ahodo bebre. But eno nkyere se omo ye no kwarefo. Now the Bible asem and say no the other for Nyankopon abana da this abonsam watiesi dada with all power with all signs. Have it to asoma me.
I say, and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
And someone here came bebrebe, nipa bebrebe wa muntie, because woman kasana nya woman dwen so mo pɛ no kura bi atie. Enti bonsam so ato saade na atwene atoro no ɛna oda da nkrɔfo. Brother Adebio, oya Bible mu a Bible say na Peter ekasai Acts chapter 2 Emma nipa ti asem no ebusa say hey enuanom yanya day. That's the first one. Now do you know say in Mark chapter 9 wabra Paul okasa okọ Damascus a Yesu hia no kwan mu no. Do you know say Paul so busa say ono so nya day?
Yeah.
Paul so busa say ono so nya day.
Ono so kan menya day awura. Okay.
Good. Acts chapter 16 verse 30. Wabra Paul ne Silas. Yeta kan Paul ne Silas to nyum afiase. Paul ne Silas to nyum afiase. Omo to nyum wiye no. Enkrofo e wo krom wo no. Afiase wo no. Papa no hwe on. Oba en de no kan.
O se awura no menya day no ajemenkwa.
Enti Bible abusa these questions in the Bible. The question is why is it that people have never thought of looking at the answers that were given? Why? Because any pampeno crentino, Nyankopon so makwan ama atro abo makwan. Enti minia bonsamun dada nada wode dada no. Nada wode dada no. Nkwaje ho nada. Wiasimu ho nada. And so we are not looking at only one side of bonsam adwuma. We are looking at the other side that all men nipa adwene free no kre eso. Enti Bible say Jesus say we were sorry. Na Jesus who sorry. Ono na hyiafuo no hia no so munko wiase nyina me bwana.
Aye.
Ushia obi sesia me no kasa ko busa na say Bible say etwa say ogidi na osacha na dwen no ma na ho kwa me ebo na su na wanya nkwaje a wo se an adenti na wo kasa me mo asu na kromfo na na obo asemi aso no ono no obo asu wa hin meanwhile sani pakro ya be ka tell say Yesu awu asore no de nkwaje aba me bwana
sa pepe
na kromfo na obo asemi anoso no satan na Yesu awu no muye
yeah
enti so muye de a eyendan na o pese wo nkwaje a wunya no wo konya free bonsamo kromfo na
o sa senya
no obo asemi anoso de nbi in the first place one gasa we kromfo a obo asemi anoso. And so these are the deceptions are bonsama to arity wiase. Na no mpesa wo to so verse 10 no neti.
Verse 10 say Verse 10 say and with all unrighteous deception among those who perish, because they did not receive the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this reason God will send them strong delusion, that they might believe the lie, that they may be condemned. Yes.
And nam say wo mpa no krenti no Onyankopon ba suma atoro a ano oden na onim enye Onyankopon no na ekosuma wo Onyankopon be ma yakoso aka na sem ti say de ye kan na anytime bia ye beka enokre no na atoro na ye dindin e wo mo mpa enokre no akoma mu because o te se mi gina o preach na me say etasa ugidi u sachra wadwen na ebo osuma unya nkwaje a na o sofo aka kira say kromfo na no gba asenu ano so no ono no wa masu enti no wo boa e de besie wa akoma be dindindin e wo de ye ka no ho ti e ka kira say ɛyɛ ntosodudu atwam sesei akristofoɔ yɛfiri pam na eyi sika ɛde boa Nyankopɔn adwuma ɛnam sɛ wosɔfoɔ ka kyerɛw sɛ ntosodudu no ɛda so wɔ hɔ bra betua enti na wakoma yɛ dendenden na wo afu yɛn a yɛka no kora kyerɛw ɛnam sɛ yɛka no kora wo mpɛ sɛ wobetie enti yɛse Kristosum mu homedadie ni hɔ bio homedadie atwam na nam sɛ wo waso ɛden na wo mpɛ no kora enti no wakoma bɛyɛ dendenden ama deɛ wo sɔfoɔ ka kyerɛw sɛ ɛnɛ yɛda so di homeda no ɛno na ɛbɛyɛ wo dɛ enti wo sɛ that is the strong delusion. That is what is preventing you from accepting the truth. But what was that?
You've read the copa, you've read the cop, I have read the cop, but my final words, my final words, tearful. My final not wrap it up. But interesting discussion. Strong delusion. 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse number 9 down to verse number 12. Ana Sabakani Shadrach baby mu se na be ya me na obeti mate ase nipa o ka nipa no kreche nipa mfi ya ka Chariot TV se na isika Kristosumu ya mfa tight emwa ya ka Kristosumu ya ka se ne Kristosumu no yeni bounce so na bompa yedi machi ya ka se ne atredi for yeni odifo bi ani wa Nyankopon na no so kasa kire nipa enei yaka e Chariot TV so nanso atro no nam kofo asum mansa na ba Shadrach so na one minute final conclusion 1 or 2 minutes statement no mama Derek dan so onwa Derek mama final way you see the thing I draw ba Shadrach kasa so many things about agents and adversary and things but me person e be call say because there mimi who say a grip nipa fa no deception and the dia only nipa esua dia ana utimi hunu how far deception have taken. I remember years back na many akwa bi esua dia na me kɔ ne nkyɛn no na oye space to momo fo bi nti me kɔ no na who say all kind of Bible so I was less interested nipa o te what kind Bible dey na say opanyamsem ana me pinchen no me ni sua Nyankopon asem no he belongs to one of the charismatic churches ana me ne kasa anti me ne kasa ya and he was listening me ka verse no akocheke me ka verse no akocheke ana me hunu say you see most of the things I me ne Kenya we agree so the only thing I can challenge his mind on for him to start thinking about the position of Ukra no is tongue speaking. So I gear towards tongue speaking. And I'm in a Kasami Busa no church and I quoted 1 Corinthians chapter 14. I think verse number 26 down. Yeah. I couldn't get him to read that passage.
Why?
That was he just don't want to read it. Maybe no I can't pay. But he knew what I was coming to tell him. And he don't want to read it. And that's how far deception has taken people.
A quick one on that. From me so my perspective, me experience, and I've realized say deception na ebribia obi a open okurabia uni obi sua ade na you are so close to closing the discussion in business because we are closing deal like I said when bibia is successful what closing discussion na wie no that is the moment nipa ne bepe kwan bi so ama one obema ni buefu by force and I say oka say be a Bible ni on kinda because you are aware and that is how deception works say but me there metai can say ye be boa mamanfo hu sa no kro we yi amanfo afima we should know the schemes of the devil brother like my read the Bible passage back or say we are not ignorant of his schemes yenim na kwan but we are say no nipa do na shadan pay attention say e ade a wo ho no ma ye real won say ye kasa na me ka say illusion nipa ni ye ni yie pa it looks like say nipa na ye magic pa sanity so bi di atro pa etise no correct so bi deceive yie pa etise no correct enti say nipa no ye di na tro no say onye obi nso a oye humble there's no room no correct and that is the problem yɛka ni nyina nipa dodo na nipa me yɛ sure sɛ ɔne ne ka se ahomaso wɔ ne mu sɛ nkanya ahomaso a oh kan ankɔbɛ kan sana bonsam teɛ enti deception no ɛne ahomaso na nam and then no generation e na kwɛ te sɛ menka ma asɛm bebree wo betumi aka ba menka ne kɛse enti sɛ yɛanhyɛ saa nneɛma ne nso but me de me nsɛm ne isi no na me hyɛ nso sɛ Genesis 3 prophecy bi wɔ hɔ ɛfa Yesu Kristo ɛne bonsam na ewiye no Yesu bedi nkuni enti so obi o Kristo ni na ye ka bonsam adeɛ ye hwɛ ni mission adeɛ nyina no de ye de kyichi ewure ne ye te ase ne sɛ ewiye no Yesu Kristo ebedi nkuni enti Yesu adeɛ no me gidi sɛ ye kɔso a ne ye bɛbɔ bonsam bebree so enti ne destiny final destination of bonsam nyina ne sɛ ojenu ono bɛkɔ na Yesu Kristo edi nkunim ɔne na pamfo wɔna wɔ tena ase bɔ mbra yie sɛ Kristofo in Revelation 2:10 ɔse obenya the crown of life.
Me da se remember Brashadra so Brashadra ko tebe nka bomode na sɛ ne ye ka si ma twe nyina agire begire deception sɛ na me ka no interesting nyoma bebre a wabɔ adie na wayi na dia ma aba adwene mu so conclude final conclusion send a bit to me wrap it up now. You're signing out on charity.
I know, sir. Or time, sir. Let me say this in conclusion, Brother Jonathan. There is a serious issue in our world now. Meaning what we can do about it, and that has to do with the way people interpret the scriptures. Meaning maybe with time, maybe point out so, say straight talk so, or any of whether apologetics are. Maybe we will spend time and look at how to interpret the scriptures. And I said, it's Bible, I say. It's answer. That deception, you want to free. Because imagine, say, obi abeka kyerɛw sɛ onyankopɔn edo wiase nti ɔde ne ba Yesu amaye o te saa asɛm na ebi a wagye adi me bɔ ana
saa pepepe
but ensɛm a nipa no de bɛka ho no sɛ wonsua ya wagye bɛyɛ wo sɛ deɛ nipa no ka na yɛ no korɛ na nipa bebree wɔ hɔ a wo se na wo ka bibi wo raise example bi sɛ also be is what to be seen there and I'll try say one in the best then the person
no person yes me pointing Bible verse yes me dinatem de me ni sua de nyina no ana me busa about tongue speaking tim ne ka tongue speaking na no ana me say on kind sa Bible verse 1 Corinthians chapter 14 at the verse number 20 yes one kind I couldn't get unkind because Bible no you see the Bible is so powerful say when you read it and you understand it and no one is able to work on your heart until sani pano enim say enokra no wo pese wo dan na dikyere no ba sa nokra we na pese wo de kyere no ebema de onu feel say pese wo ye no ebe stop no enti e obekata na ni no atwa mu wo ho minim say mechanics out here enti a lot of people have been deceived today because they are willingly ready to accept lies. Enti no woman say what the Bible asem kwa ya Bible no kra no on pen no, and a lot of people go and read the Bible too. I mean, I have met a lot of people reading the Bible. All can read the Bible, they all read it for. On one kasa kutana dream the ekra. And all that he wants is for the Bible to endorse na dream na ekra or the Bible. And he tongue speaking, and all can want some more. Or Bible quotations are about support to on tongue speaking. No? And he would they imagine say, Obi Bako be 1 Corinthians 14. Now Paul Becca said,
obi oka honhom okasa kasa bi no onkasa nkyerɛ no ho demo ɔne Nyankopɔn na ɛkasa. 1 Corinthians 12 I say your friend is saying some of the above one ekasa
1 Corinthians chapter 13.
Chapter 13.
13 verse number 1 down.
I'm a camp 12, 13, 14 in Abomu or my unity of Fatchame. Enti on say all corner. And yes, so Quacosia, Abusa say, some of the above one in the Casana, as I am the Chresan Bible, and you don't know her. Name of all Cosse. Oh, and then I'm a cantons in Libya, above one. It's all pride and I can't want some. Or the Sergeant on there, Cosse. Say or cantons or above one. It's the person is not going to take his time to even ask himself, say, as some Bible can or person say. Some way Bible can be over baby da. No can and no nature saying. It's the other two way one. Ebema the Bible cannot any the imagine yemen or a pana. People don't do that. And that is how come God, the Bible is saying that God has sent a strong delusion because nipa jeno enye papa. I want to end here by saying, say, bro, mama yen give you heart in telling the truth. Mama yen feeling bad, say, or be rejecting a prayer. That is not something we need to worry about. And I know, say, a lot of churches of Christ, preachers are worried about people rejecting the truth. And therefore, they want to find a way to rather convince people instead of allowing the Bible to persuade people. As one of Paul say, we know the terror of God, and therefore we persuade men. So persuade men and they say, Ube yin Nyankopɔn asɛm no nyinaa pɛfɛɛ de asi wɔ. Abɛn mu akyerɛ nipa no. Na nipa na te ase. Now, bro, let me finally say, sir, and this goes to all preachers. Say, the ma obi eye so special, and say, obetimi afa Bible asɛm a ebia den se nipa bɛte ase. Na wa kyerɛkyerɛ mu bɔkɔɔ ama nipa sɛbi ebia onko sukuu da kora no betimi ayɛ dɛ. Enya emu nte ase. And let us keep on learning. Let us keep on telling people the truth. Now, any permit say, all that Satan does is to lie and deceive you. That is what he did at the beginning of the Bible. At the beginning of the Bible, that's what he did. Do you know the middle of the Bible? What Satan did? He deceived. Middle of the Bible, we are talking about Proverbs. Any your friend is saying Ecclesiastes. And then Solomon. End of the Bible. Satan is still deceiving. Go to Revelation 21. The Bible is saying, say, or the atrofo enebon samoa ono ya atrofo ina ejabeko ojim. So from the beginning of the Bible, Genesis 3, he's lying. Middle of the Bible, he's lying. End of the Bible, he's lying. And that is all that he does. Eradimu yamobo na ome entiase. Yami shira obi a otie.
Medase. Eradimu yamobo. A point out you made so Chariot TV. Now, your discussion, the mission of Satan. Satan, did you make you cry and say, na me boy, I have phone in Ankaye, and Sunday you best sign it out. Now, way in Ankaye say, you made your strong cry at the new Chariot TV, any spotlight on the web. Did you make your strong cry or Carnation Church of Christ? Fortifying the faith seminar. And I sent you that's one. In the defense of the gospel, as a panel one ENT, and Philippians chapter 1 verse number 7 course live Kaneshi Church of Christ on the 25th and the 26th of December. December break on the 25th and 26th. Course live. Your interesting discussion. A break on you bet me about actual phones when you're it who your flyers nibi social media platforms were. Mama nene he but more than share na invite friends send a be almost bet me about if you say Gideon no and yes share a day no send a be bet me agina we are sitting there a brief so na I need to send back on so I bet me about when I say oko Google Play Store no so anyway App Store or iPhone no so a spotlight on the web app also lunch so I won't download it but more than I download never be brave and oboye never be brave and also videos ne podcast ne sermons ne never be brave interesting PDF bia opebia never be brave na no egusu bebre obetimi anya ahotie onua danso ne anwanu a ka ho esam ka ne ho no boa yen se ne ba betimi anya sa akwanya so o fred danso 0202613911 egu screen so a obetimi anya ahotie no so aboa o sa akwan so o Play Store enumre ya o download some few megabytes eje gidigidi sa ebetimi enyi enough space so big space o phone so but obetimi anya so many discussion evenetimi so aboa o sa kwan so na on that note no na aseda bebre enko ema asembakafo a obeboa me edi dwuma ema menya ho ntiase na usunya ho ntiase Shedakopon all the way from Memphis, Tennessee ene onya danso enso so etimba boy in the studios of Chariot TV kokomblele send e be ya betimi enye ho ntie Bible adusua asada so koma wo a o hwe Chariot TV dan na me humu ye humu live mo hwe na mo share ye koso ankan ne koso an share e ma afoforo na afoforo sintimi me join the Chariot family on subscribe ya like your channel no subscribe na click on notification button no so na afoforo so invite you mo e wo mo sintimi mra so anyway so invite most of your Facebook friends to be able to like our channel ebe boy ama enwanum a enya hu no kre no etimi aba platform so na mo so to be hu no kre a e wo Nyankopon asemu adondom ye be se hia biom e wo Chariot TV point out jumedie so makramo
Holy me comfort, Iradiye mumayentwe mukashena muhunuse iradiye